Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SAT TV Week. Now I'm here at CommunicAsia in Singapore and I'm pleased to be joined by David Hartshorn, who is the Secretary General GVF. Now David, satellite interference, big problem, but why?
Yes, well, the satellite industry, as you well know, has entered into an entirely new chapter of its history. They've broken through finally into the consumer market. And here we are in Asia Pacific, which is a fantastic example of that, where with just one satellite operator, you now have going on 250,000 subscribers on a consumer class Ka band broadband service. Asia is not unique in this regard. You have more than 1 million subs now in North America at a Ka band consumer class service. You've got Avanti in Europe, as well as now Eutelsat with their two-way service, also at Ka band, rolling out right across Europe and across the top end of the African continent. So all the metrics have now changed, the business model has changed, the cost structure, and yes, interference implications have now entered into the picture at an entirely new level.
What role is the GVF playing in sort of trying to sort this mess out?
Right. Well, it's not a simple mess. There's a number of sources of interference that we're seeing. Some of it is product quality related, where there's an insufficient design on the Earth station equipment. Secondly, what we're seeing is insufficiently trained installers by the tens of thousands worldwide. Some of these, many of these entities are actually employed by third-party contractors who are fighting for new business in a very competitive market, and spending money to build up the skills of these individuals is not at the top of their list of things to do. So we have what we think of as death by 1,000 duck bites is happening right now, and we have a range of initiatives in play supported by the industry worldwide increasingly, which are being rolled out to address the problem.
So how is the industry itself addressing this?
Well,
or is it?
There is a cunning plan. The satellite operators about 3 years ago banded together, and together with the GVF, they have actually lent significant support, material support, to the rollout of these initiatives, and they include, we talked about the installation technicians. They have embraced, endorsed, and are financially backing the rollout of the GVF VSAT installation certification program. And we've now enrolled going on 4,000 technicians worldwide. We have probably going on 36 training centers around the world, fully staffed, and we have probably 40 examiners and instructors worldwide, and have begun translation of the curriculum, and on it goes.
Yeah.
That's only possible because of the support of the global satellite operator and manufacturer community. And let me say too, that training in many cases will not happen unless it's required by the industry, by the operators. And they are now stepping up to begin making preparations for the day when they will make the announcement worldwide that after this date, it will be a requirement for an installer to demonstrate they have a certification ID number before they will be allowed to commission the Earth station on that operator's platform.
Yeah.
Those plans are being implemented right now, country by country, market by market, regionally.
Yeah.
All right, so that's training. That's going on. Secondly, the product and quality assurance is huge. Years ago, in the early history of this industry, type approval of systems of the products in the Earth stations were required by the operator. And some years ago, when ownership changed in the satellite operator community, when private equity came in, the new owners came in and they looked again at everything to see where can they tighten up on cost and reduce unnecessary expenditures. And one of the areas that was eliminated in many cases, not all operators, but most, was type approvals requirements.
Right.
So at that time, all sorts of alarms went off with the manufacturers of Earth station equipment, those who were selling not on the lowest price, but on the highest performance. because this sort of absence or vacuum of a requirement would mean very likely that there would be a race to the floor by the manufacturing sector to come up with primarily the lowest cost system. And that is in fact what we've begun to see. And this is not just occurring in a concern in the KA band markets, but also in maritime, which has been exploding with demand as lower cost systems are provided not just for the large shipping operators, but all the way down through to the private yacht owners. Also, auto deploy systems and comms on the pause and comms on the move. What sort of framework, industry endorsed framework, is there worldwide to provide guidance to manufacturers on what is expected in order to prevent the introduction of systems into the marketplace that will generate unreasonable levels of interference? There isn't. With only a few pockets of requirement exist. So we've stepped up, and now for 15 years we've been involved in type approval work, but now we've ramped it up. And we just wrapped up a summit this morning here at CommunicAsia in Singapore, where we introduced this global initiative on product quality assurance to the Asian industry, inviting them to come in and join the other regions of the world in this collaborative effort.
So has Asia been a bigger area of interference than anywhere else?
It's as big as any, and bigger just from the standpoint that as a region it is so enormous. Also, for the reason that you have so many satellites in operation in the orbital arc, it's become quite congested. There has been uneven application of approaches on the ground, country by country throughout Asia, to mitigate interference being generated in the first place. So it is a significant issue here in Asia. I wouldn't say that it is unusually worse than any other region, but it is certainly as critical here as it is anywhere else.
David, thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard.